So last night on Raw, we get the This Is Your Life for Bayley. Alexa Bliss doing This Is Your Life for Bayley. All of this is on the Go Home edition of Raw, the setup for Extreme Rules. First off, going into the segment, as soon as they announced it, I knew it was going to be awful. Mainly because the first This Is Your Life segment between The Rock and Mankind was just so gold. It was perfectly done. Anything after that, you're just trying to recreate something. It's like when they tried to recreate the NWO multiple times. It didn't work because you can't recreate something and force it when it was so good originally. So it's almost a losing battle going into it, but let's give it a chance. Alexa Bliss, great heel. I think she's one of the best female heels we've had in years. Of course, Charlotte's good as well. Those are probably the two best female heels we've had in God knows how long. And so going into the segment, we have a table set up with quote unquote items from Bayleys Past. There's her first doll ever, all kinds of stuff. It is just awful. Almost immediately fans have turned on this segment. There's no going back. You've got to finish this thing. You've got to go with it. She has people from Bayleys Past. Her childhood teacher, I think her 4th grade teacher, Miss Flapper. Really, what a horrible name for, you can't come up with something better than that? Jesus Christ. Moving on, we've got Bayley's childhood best friend. Her teacher says that she couldn't go to school without her dad. I don't know why they're focusing on Bayley's dad so much. Going into the match, I think it was at Payback, where Alexa Bliss won the title from Bayley in her hometown. I don't know why they felt they had to stress that it was going to be in front of her dad. I don't get that. That doesn't make sense to me. I mean, why focus on it? But forget it, whatever. So she can't go to school without her dad with her. And then her childhood best friend, Bayley was a great friend, but it stopped when Bayley started to just watch Raw and SmackDown all the time and only wanted to watch. They couldn't finish the segment without plugging their own show that we were already watching. Then moving on, we get Bayley's former boyfriend, ex-boyfriend, Phil. It just an ungodly segment. The fans have turned on this thing even worse than they turned on the Old Day segment. Remember that? When, I can't remember who it even was. I think it was Anderson and Gallows were feuding with the New Day, and they bring out the old guys and dress them up as the Old Day or whatever. This is worse than that, and that was pretty bad. I mean, I turned and looked at my wife, and it was just embarrassing to watch. I mean, she got up and walked out of the room. It was so bad. Phil, the ex-boyfriend, says that he and Bayley never kissed. They almost did, but he looked up and it was her dad. Again, I don't know why they're focusing on the dad so much. But he only dated Bayley to get close to the childhood friend Tracy, and Tracy, the whole time Phil's talking, is looking at him with those fuck you eyes. It's hard to watch. And then Tracy, for some reason, even though she's got the I want to fuck you eyes, she's completely taken off guard when Phil says that he wanted to get close to Tracy. And they start making out. Finally, Bayley comes out. I thought the fans would go crazy when Bayley came out because it ended the segment. But they couldn't even get behind Bayley coming out. They were just over it. I think half the crowd probably went to merch or food or the restroom or something. It was that hard to watch. It's been a while since the Divas segment has been really hard to watch, but this one was. Bayley comes out, breaks it up, and of course, what does Bayley do? She gets her ass kicked. They're booking Bayley so poorly right now. It won't surprise me if it kills all of her momentum and just destroys her push and her run. I don't know why they're booking some of these people as poorly as they are. I mean, it doesn't make sense. It's almost like they don't want the NXT people to do well when they come up. They only want the main roster people, but then you look and Alexa Bliss is being pushed like crazy. Charlotte's being pushed, but you've got Bayley, who they don't seem to know what to do with her, but they knew what to do with her in NXT. At this point, I'm not even looking forward to the kendo stick on a pole match at Extreme Rules, which, if that match isn't a WCW flashback, I don't know what is. I mean, but we'll see what happens. The match at Extreme Rules could go over well. It could do well. You never know. But for the love, what a horrible segment.